Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Adriana from Alexander Training Center. Today we are going to talk about a very specific ingredient, extremely dear to me, and that is the sea buckthorn. Okay, I have dried this out. I think I showed you before. I dried it out, so here it looks already dried out. You can see it. In this jar it's mixed with honey. So I'm going to explain to you why did I do that. Sea buckthorn is a plant originally from Asia. It is found everywhere on this earth. It grows quite easily, doesn't require special needs, require water though. Not that much exposure to sun, but if it's in the sun it's okay. I live in Nevada and I was shocked to see how much sea buckthorn we have here. I can find it everywhere on every single street, and it's pretty much free. I don't have to purchase this. If you purchase sea buckthorn, it's gonna be expensive. And sea buckthorn oil, it's one of the most expensive oil, because in order to get the oil you have to actually squeeze cold pressed these seeds when they are fresh until you get the oil. And I'll give you an example. To get about 2 ounces of sea buckthorn, you need about 4 tons, 4,000 kilograms of sea buckthorn in order to make 2 ounces of pure sea buckthorn oil. So that's one of the reasons that it's among the most expensive oils when you find it. It's not an essential oil. It is a regular non-essential oil like olive oil, like coconut oil, and it's used for the properties of the plant. This plant is absolutely miraculous, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things that this plant contains. Number one, vitamin C. It's about 400 times more vitamin C in sea buckthorn that is in citrus, any type of citrus. So you can imagine the concentration. People associate lemon with the highest amount of sea buckthorn oil, but that's not the case. For instance, parsley is 6,000 times more vitamin C than lemon. So when you are sick next time around, instead of making a lemon tea or a tea where you put lemon, make a parsley tea. Maybe it's not as tasty or aromatic as the lemon. You can definitely use honey. You can use some essential oil to put in there to make it more pleasant as far as aroma concerned, but it's definitely the higher concentration of vitamin C. Sea buckthorn contain about 400 times more vitamin C. So because of that, is one of the favorite one used in not only internally but externally, because we know vitamin C, it is an immune system vitamin for body generally, not only for the skin. It has a bunch of vitamin B, vitamin B1, vitamin B3, 2, and vitamin B9. So it's extremely rich in vitamin B. And vitamin B, I'm going to do a video just about vitamin B, but it's useful from anywhere from synthesizing the biochemical reaction between different nerves, all the way to supporting the health of some organs. We're going to go over that some other time, so I'm going to tell you exactly how each vitamin from 1 to 12, how they work inside of our body. Sea buckthorn oil, the color, you see every fruit that is color, that has reddish, yellow, green, it doesn't matter what color it is. That is an indication for you that has beta carotene. Okay, so this is a substance where chemists extract the vitamin A. Inside body, we do not eat from this fruit, vegetable, vitamin E in pure shape. We actually eat beta carotene, and the body processes it and transform it into vitamin A. Vitamin A, it is an antioxidant vitamin as well as vitamin C. It is a vitamin that actually supports the anti-aging process. In other words, delayed a little bit the anti-aging process in our body. When you take vitamin A liquid, You have to be very careful, as any other vitamin if you ask me, but you have to read the label and make sure you don't take too much, because in high amount it's extremely toxic and it makes you sick, you start throwing up, but it's also affect your vision. So you have to be careful and always follow the instructions on those vitamins and minerals. Make sure that you don't take more than you should. For instance, zinc. I've been taking zinc for 35 years, every day 1 capsule. Thank God they don't make it in more than 50 milligrams, because if it's more than that, and if you take more than that, or you take it on empty stomach, I guarantee you're going to throw up. If you take more than 50 milligrams and you didn't throw up, I hope you would, but if you don't throw up, you're going to get extremely sick, because in high concentration becomes toxic. So always check the label of the manufacturers. Whatever they tell you there milligram wise, make sure you keep that in mind and follow that. How do I use sea buckthorn in my mixtures? Number one, because you can find it here on the West Coast pretty much, I would say 6-7 months a year, but I don't always have the time to go and pick it up. So because of that, when it's already red, there are 3 types of sea buckthorn: white, yellow, and red. Okay, if you search, you can see here in my jar I have the yellow one, but I also have the red one. So I mixed 2 of them. Okay, the red one is the more potent. The darker the color is, the more beta carotene inside, and it's been used for centuries for this benefits. And I'm going to give you some benefits internally. Number one is a strong substance, a strong herb that participate in detoxification of the body, cleans your body, cleans your lymph, cleans your organs. It is extremely good to fight oxidation of the cell and prevent mutation of the cell, which leads to different types of cancer. A lot of organic or holistic companies these days, they extract sea buckthorn substances through a delivery system ingredient, so they make it concentrate, extremely concentrate, and they recommend it to people they are battling cancer. Not in the United States, unfortunately, but in other parts of the world, holistic therapies, they do that. It is very good for any ulcers. So if you have duodenal ulcers or any issues with your inner liner of your stomach, it fixes that. It's extremely good to bring all the nutrients you need inside your body. It does not contain all the minerals like spirulina or the blue algae, but it contains calcium, zinc, magnesium, selenium. So you have a lot of minerals from those 12 essential minerals, part of this little herb. It's also very good for people, they have hormonal imbalance. So the balances the hormones in the body. It is very good for nervous system, calm down the nervous system. So it's recommended to people, they have anxiety, or they are depressed, or they cannot sleep. Sea buckthorn before sleep, it will actually help you. Of course, not first time. This is the thing with the herbs. People expect to use it once and see miracles. The results of the herbs, you see them within 2-3 weeks after starting using that herb. So unless you are very patient and give your body time to accommodate to the change, don't wait for miracles, because it's not going to happen, not overnight anyway. So on the skin, I use it in variety of options. Number one, I make toners, and if you watch my video about the tomato toner, you saw that I put sea buckthorn in there. The recipe for the toner, it's always the same. Okay, here I have honey, but if I wanted to make a toner, I put the sea buckthorn in here and I fill it up and cover the sea buckthorn with vodka. And because once it's dry, it's quite thick, it's quite barky, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that maceration process for about 30 days. Okay, after 30 days, I strain it, If you watched the previous video before that, I showed you how to strain and prep the toner that I have put it for maceration 20 days ago. Is the toner with tomato, the gold, or not gold, yellow melon, sea buckthorn, and calendula. And then of course you add the essential oils and the water. I had a lot of people asking me if I like to use distilled water instead of water. As long as it's water from the bottle, it could be just plain water. If you want to use distilled water, I guess you can. I don't really care when I do my toners using distilled water. I still want the minerals from the water. Of course, they are controlled. It's not the mineral that you get from just the sink, which here in Nevada we have a lot of calcium, so I would not put that in my toners or any mixtures because it will depreciate the shelf life of my product. And of course, too much calcium is going to clog the pores, and I don't want to do that. So I use water from the bottle, normal water that we drink. Another thing that I do, I make it powder. So in my next video, I'm going to show you how to make a sea buckthorn exfoliant. It's very simple, and I make it powder and then I mix it with different ingredients. If I want it jelly, I mix it with a thickener. If I want it to be xanthan gum, by the way, if you use xanthan gum and water to mix the sea buckthorn, you're gonna have a gommage. So you're gonna rub the skin with it and it's gonna peel off like you have perspiration or dirt on your skin. And but I like to make it with different substances like yogurt. I mix it with fruit, a different type of fruit after it's powder, and then I always put coconut oil for more lubrication on the skin, and I massage the skin with it for a couple of minutes until it takes off all the dead cells. So that's another thing that I can do. The third option will be to do a hydrosol, and in my future videos I'm going to show you how to make a hydrosol. Pretty much I boil this certain concentration of the sea buckthorn with water, and I boiled it for a certain amount of time. The liquid that results from that, it's called hydrosol. It does not contain alcohol. It's, if you want an infusion, a very concentrated infusion of the plant, herb, fruit, vegetables, whatever you decide to boil. And then I strain that very well until it's clear completely. I'll let it dry, and then I add it in the mixtures of the cream and mask I make. Cleansers, I can use it for a toner if I don't want to leave the maceration. I do the hydrosol first, and then I add alcohol amount, whatever amount I want, and then that product becomes a toner. I also make masks, all kind of masks with this, and I intend to do live demo and show you how to make this product because it's extremely simple. It's not that complicated. Yes, you have to have some knowledge about herbs, a little bit basic chemistry knowledge in order to know which mix with what, so this way you're not having separation of the product. It's very important when you make the product when you mix ingredients together, to mix them one direction only and never mix them different direction, because if you change the direction, then the product will the ingredients break down, the absorption between one another separates and becomes like a spoiled milk. And you can fix it, but it takes you a little bit more experience. I have put in here sea buckthorn with honey, and me and my son, we take a teaspoon of this every single morning. It is one of the most complete tonic for the body. I hope I don't have to tell you the benefits of honey. I mean, obviously it's been known since ancient times, used ever since it was discovered. But sea buckthorn brings into your body those vitamins and minerals your body is depleted of. And every morning on empty stomach, I take a teaspoon of this. I chew the fruit very well, swallow that, and then wait at least 10 minutes to eat something else. Okay. If you do vitamins, a lot of people do vitamins and supplement early in the morning, and unfortunately very few understand that they have to eat before they take vitamins, especially vitamin B12 and vitamin A, because if you take it on empty stomach, it's going to make you throw up. So if you take a teaspoon of the sea buckthorn and honey on empty stomach, it's going to be a buffer in between your hypochloric acid, which is the acid in our stomach that promotes digestion, and whatever you're going to eat after that. So if you want to take the supplements after that, go ahead, take it. You are just fine. I definitely can use it if I want to use it in skincare. I can strain a little bit of this and I can use it as a serum. Okay, if you mix it with a little bit sea buckthorn oil, you definitely can mix it with the serum. I just see now that I burned myself this morning with hot coffee, and I got a little blister on my lower lip, and it kind of hurts, but it's okay. So I strained this. You can definitely add essential oils. You can mix it, but again, if you mix it with a regular oil, like a vegetable oil, make sure that you warm up this first, the liquid, because this is cold. It's been in the fridge. I keep it in the fridge since it's organic. It doesn't have any preservative. I make one of this jar every week, and then I leave it for about 3-4 days, and then I start eating that. I want it fresh. Okay, if you make a bigger batch, you can put it in Ziploc bags and put it in the freezer, and then you have it for a longer time. But since it's an organic compound, you cannot save it for a long time unless you put it in the fridge. And then if I strain it, I add the essential oil, and again, it's the essential oil that goes with the skin type and skin condition. And I mix it with oil. Most of the time I like mix it with grapeseed oil because it's extremely antioxidant, and I like mix it with coconut oil for the benefits of the coconut oil. Make sure both oil and the sea buckthorn liquid, it's the same temperature. So bring them at the same temperature, because if you don't, it's going to separate. And this is how you do it. You place the oil, the vegetable oil that you have, either the grapeseed oil or the coconut oil, in a bowl, and then you start adding the water-based liquid. You mix only one direction, okay, and you add literally drop by drop until you incorporate as much as you want, until that particular compound that you're just about to make becomes a creamy lotion texture. Then you have, by all means, a night cream. Okay, from that, if you add zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, you have a day cream. I'm gonna teach you how to make all this. We make a base, and from base we start transforming that base into whatever products we want. You can start with a big batch of a base, say about 2 pounds of base, and from that you can make a cleanser, an exfoliant, an eye lotion, a serum, a night cream, a nourishing cream, or the moisturizer as people call it, okay, a day cream / SPF, all from one batch base. If you have any questions, ask me. I plan that my next video will be definitely a practical video, because I want to show you how to do it. I'm still learning how to work camera. I'm not very good with that, I have to tell you. But I'm trying to learn how to do it so I can videotape myself when I'm doing this demonstrations. And I'm almost done. I mean, I had to ask experts how to do it, and as soon as I have everything ready, I'm gonna do a live or recorded practical, so you can see how a product is done. I want you to try this, because no matter how much I tell you it is fantastic to your body, it is, if you want a an infusion of life to your body, you're not going to believe me until you try it yourself. So just place fresh sea buckthorn in here. So wash it very well with soap and water and baking soda. I put baking soda because it takes the pesticides out of the plant. The plant especially, it's exposed to environmental, so it could be other environmentals there, pollutants that you don't want to put in your system, and baking soda is going to clean that out. And then I add honey, just honey, nothing else. Leave it in a fridge for 3-4 days. If you can wait a week, even better. And then you can start, take a teaspoon of that and eat 1 teaspoon every morning on empty stomach. If you want to take it in the evening as well, make sure that you have at least 2 hours break between your last meal and the sea buckthorn. So don't take it right after you ate your dinner, because you want this to penetrate and be absorbed into your bloodstream better. And if you have different food in your stomach and digested is still processing, this absorption is not going to be properly and complete. I hope that you liked this, and I hope that you're going to watch the other videos. Please watch the video that refers to the toner, the tomato toner, because I have explained there and I shown how to make your own toner. I'm going to make more toner in the future, but pretty much this is the same principle. You make a toner. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.